because they had funky hairdos and they had interesting outfits and the dance, the twist.
I think.
Okay, I'll show you. Do the twist. Do the twist. You've ever heard of that?
I've never heard of it, but it seems.
Well, that's the twist, and that's the reason why I would go back to the 50s.
I would go back to the 80s because I was born in the late 70s. In the 80s, I remember like all the music, like just growing up, I just remember so much music. So I just want to hear that music again. So I would go back to the 80s and listen to the music.
Who's your favorite artist that you would say?
My favorite artist from back then, it was definitely, so I had two. One was a gospel singer, James Cleveland. He just sounded like, I don't know, dude can really sing. And the other one was Scarface. He was in the Ghetto Boys, the rap group. And their voices kind of sounded so much alike to me. And like real deep, real spiritual. Whatever they were saying, it just was real deep. So those two, James Cleveland and Scarface.
Hi, I'm Rose with East Atlanta Kidz Club. Our question of the day is, if you could go back to any decade, which would it be and why?
I think my decade would probably be the 1970s because my mom was in her 20s then, and I think it would be fun to hang out with my mom in her 20s.
What has been your most favorite memory with your mom?
Well, my mom passed actually when I was like 17, so unfortunately I didn't get to like form a lot of memories with her, but probably just when my sister and I would watch the Powerpuff Girls with her when we were little, and I was Bubbles, my mom was Buttercup, and my twin was Blossom. I remember that very like vividly, yeah.
That's a very cool memory. I love the Powerpuff Girls.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think my first thought is probably the 90s because I just love that whole era of like music and fashion and kind of the grungy style of that time. I think it'd be fun to experience that. Yeah, so that's my answer.
What's your favorite thing about the 90s?
Probably the music. The Cranberries. I love like female musicians, powerful women singing about their authentic emotions and kind of that type of music. So, yeah.
If you could go back to any decade, where would it be and why?
Oh gosh, I mean, of course, there's maybe going back to the 80s when I was a kid and I got to run around, have fun. We would just take off and ride our bikes to an arcade and disappear for 6-7 hours and then come home for dinner. I mean, it was the best, and kids don't get to do that now. It's like I think every kid needs to go back in time and experience what we did in the 80s. I think that's what a lot of the kids are missing, is that they don't get to do those things.
Yeah, that sounds really fun and active, actually.
Yeah, it was. It makes us reminisce a lot nowadays, especially when we're all sitting in on our phones and, which is amazing. Oh my gosh, the amount of information. I could have done any book report on my phone now. We used to have to go to the library and dig all that stuff up. So that part I don't want.
What was your favorite game to play?
Donkey Kong. I could play Donkey Kong on one quarter for like 30 or 45 minutes. My mom would drop me off when she'd go in the grocery shop, and she would come back out and she'd be like, "You're still playing?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "We gotta go." So it was, I miss that. I miss, it was a lot of fun.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
Definite pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you too. And we'll be on YouTube. We're Kidz Corner Podcast with Kids with a Z. And we have a podcast, and this is also just a segment from that.
I look forward to seeing you.